Hi, Debbie. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us as we continue our Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month speaking series. We are super, super excited to have you here today and want to let our viewers know that you are the Civic Engagement Director for OCA, and also, in my opinion, a humanitarian activist working to uplift and enrich the lives of AACI communities. So let's get started. I have just a few, very informal questions for you, but I'd like to start with asking you, what does the Asian American Heritage Month mean to you and why?
So, APA Heritage Month started out many years ago as API Heritage Week, and it was an initiative started by OCA and other community partners in DC, right? And it's so great to see it grow to be a month. And what it means to me is visibility of, the original intent and hope and goal was to raise the visibility of the Asian American community, the Pacific Islander community, and have broader awareness of that we're here, and we've been here a long time, and that we've contributed and are equal citizens. So, bottom line is visibility for AAPIs.
Thank you. So what do you think? Can you share like a personal story on experiences that make you such a passionate activist? I'm just like a big fan of the work that you do. So tell us what makes you, you're on fire all the time. So
I actually grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, and moved to Houston, Texas in 7th grade. And growing up, I was usually just one of a handful of AAPIs. And, and frankly, I was the victim of, bullying and hate crimes, growing up. My first day at school in Houston, walking home from school, and I was literally beat up, walking home, right? And so I would have to say a large part initially was just anger at, how things just felt unfair. Right. And, to be treated differently at school with my peers, and, to go to a teacher and say, hey, I'm being, harassed, and to essentially be told, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Right. And it wasn't taken seriously.
Thank you. So I know that you've been doing a lot of work during the pandemic with the Asian communities. Can you share just a little bit of your experiences of how you feel the pandemic has impacted Asian communities?
It's been pros and cons, right? The con is that the AAPI community has been scapegoated, and so and now many people have been attacked, much of which is not even reported. I have heard anecdotally of people being harassed and followed home in their cars, to where they're afraid, to people who are afraid to go out shopping, right? My own dad, he's afraid to go walking in his own neighborhood, and he's now like going to the mall to walk. But it's that kind of fear that's out there. And then it's also been an opportunity to highlight a lot of the good that the AAPI community does, right? So like literally within a week, we had coordinated something like $160,000 plus, and that was just on meals. There was hundreds of thousands of dollars, on just PPE equipment that was, donated. Just to highlight, like, we're here just like everyone else. And, we care about, the community as much as everybody else does.
That's wonderful. You have done such amazing work, and I really thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us today. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you so much for having me.